Hey everyone, Ryan here, and in this video, I'm going over the latest information on every LEGO Star Wars set rumored to release in 2024. We had 3 sets release on January 1st, but we still have almost 30 sets to come for the rest of 2024. So this video will have all of the information you need to know what's coming out and when, and how much money it will cost, and what minifigures they will have for the rest of the year. On March 1st, we're going to have 5 new LEGO Star Wars sets, starting with the full return of LEGO Star Wars Midi-Scale. We're getting 3 new Midi-Scale sets with the 75375 Midi-Scale Millennium Falcon, 75376 Midi-Scale Tantive 4, and 75377 Midi-Scale Invisible Hand. The Falcon will be $80 with 921 pieces, the Tantive will be $70 with 654 pieces, and the Invisible Hand at an odd price will be $53 with 557 pieces. I expect the Invisible Hand to be pretty dang small if it's $53. It's just such a weird price point for a LEGO Star Wars set. I can't wait to see what that one looks like though. I almost forgot this one is also rumored to split in half like we see in Revenge of the Sith, which is a pretty cool feature. Now, none of these are going to have minifigures. They won't have 25th anniversary minifigures, but they are rumored to include a 25th anniversary brick. I expect it would be similar to the anniversary bricks that we had in 2023, and all 3 of these, even the Millennium Falcon, which could very easily be okay without a stand, are rumored to have a display stand and display plaque with the LEGO Star Wars logo and the name of the ship, which is awesome. I love Midi-Scale for LEGO Star Wars. I just think it makes so much sense for so many reasons, and here's to many more years. Now, there are still 2 more sets on March 1st. We have the 75379 R2-D2, $100, 1,050 pieces. You guessed it, an R2-D2 minifigure making an appearance for the 26th consecutive year. And in this set, we're going to be getting the 25th anniversary minifigure Darth Malak. Now, the Darth Malak figure has leaked, and the Instagrammer Alphamus has done an excellent render to show exactly what this figure is going to look like. It is a fantastic minifigure. Honestly, LEGO did such a bang-up job with this character. I love the way they made the mouthpiece and everything. The head looks great. You know, I just can't wait to get this one in hand, and they will come on a printed display stand, much like the 20th anniversary minifigures did, except the actual plate that it's on is going to be bigger than the ones for the 20th anniversary figures. And I know a lot of people have been wondering if the backs of these 25th anniversary figures will have the 25th anniversary logo, or if they will just be the standard back print that we would have gotten if they were normal characters. And these leaks have confirmed that they will just be normal back prints, at least for Darth Malak and the 5s coming up in the next set. So that's great. I think for these specific characters, it wouldn't have made a ton of sense to throw the logo on the back, given they aren't straight up remakes of previous characters. Now, the next set does include that 25th anniversary 5s. It's a 75387 Tantive 4 boarding hallway, $55, 502 pieces, and a total of 6 minifigures. We have Darth Vader, I'm going to assume with the arm print that's been pretty consistent over the past few years. Pretty high quality Darth Vader figures. We'll have Captain Antilles, 2 Rebel Troopers. I'm really hoping they give dual molded legs to those Rebel Troopers. It's a much needed upgrade, and LEGO Star Wars, for the prices it's charging, should be upgrading things like that. Really hoping to see that. We'll also have 2 Stormtroopers, and then the 5's 25th anniversary figure. And again, Alphamus on Instagram did a render of this one to unfortunately show how horrible 5s is going to look. LEGO did not do a good job at all. This is a really, really bad figure. The helmet is up there with the worst of them. So unfortunately, 5s is just not going to be a good figure. You know, just look for yourself there. It's pretty abysmal looking. It's not a fake leak. I know a lot of people were hoping it was a fake leak. It's not. That is what the real figure, rather tragically, is going to look like. The only bright spots for the 5s is that he has arm printing, which is great, but doesn't make the rest of the figure look good, unfortunately. And then underneath that awful looking helmet is an actually amazing face print for 5 specifically. So there's a couple silver linings there, but to me it doesn't make up for that just abysmal helmet print. That's just terrible. Anyway, the actual Tantive 4 boarding hallway set I think is going to be quite interesting. I'm expecting basically a bigger version of what we saw with the Dark Trooper hallway set in 2022, and should be connectable with other hallway sets. I believe that's what I had heard was leaked. I can't remember. It's been so long since I heard that, but potentially it'll be really easy to connect these. Otherwise, you could probably still just as easily modify it like I did with the Dark Trooper hallway set, but I think it might be part of like the selling point is that you can just buy a bunch of them and put them together, and that's easy to do. Moving on to April 2nd, we have the release of the 4th LEGO Star Wars Visual Dictionary, and this one is going to include a 25th anniversary figure. According to one of the website listings, it is going to have special 25th anniversary printing on its back, so there's a potential that this 25th anniversary figure is a straight remake of a previous figure like we saw with the 20th anniversary figures because they're giving it a different back print than what it seems like the 5s and Darth Malak is going to have with kind of the standard back print. So just some food for thought there. We don't actually have a rumor or leak as to what figure is going to be coming in this book. If you want to pre-order the book and make sure you get one on or around release date, you can pre-order it with my Amazon affiliate link down in the description below. Costs you nothing extra and helps out the channel. So does hitting the like button, quite coincidentally. Anyway, moving on to May 1st, it's a pretty big drop. The first set we have is a polybag set 30685. It was originally going to release on January 1st, but was pushed back. It's $5 because it's a polybag. And I'm assuming it's pushed back much like the Skeleton Crew ship because it actually is the Skeleton Crew ship in polybag form. We don't know that. There are no reliable leakers saying that. That's just my theory. It just makes sense because why else would it be pushed back just like the Skeleton Crew ship was? The next set is the 40676 Commander Cody Brickheads at $10. We don't know the piece count. This one is probably phase 2. I would just guess, but it could easily be phase 1 like the Commander Cody helmet was last year. I would just lean towards phase 2 being the more sensible option, but either way, we're getting a Commander Cody Brickheads, and as long as it looks good for Brickheads, I don't really care which phase they go with. We also have a Phantom Menace Brickheads coming with set 40667. This one's going to be $55, and again, we don't know the piece count, but I'm assuming this one is going to include 6 separate characters, which would make it the biggest LEGO Star Wars Brickhead set ever, which is amazing. I'm very excited to see what this one holds, but I'm just going out on a limb there. I'm going to assume Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Jar Jar, Queen Amidala, Darth Maul, and young Anakin rounding out the character selection there. So a real potentially banger Brickheads set for Brickheads fans there on May 1st. We'll also have the 40686 May 4th promo set. It's completely unknown what it will be, but just to give you an educated guess, 2022, we had the Lars family homestead, which had a build in the character. Last year, we had just kind of like a Midi-Scale, essentially, Death Star. And where I'm at on it is I don't know if it will include a figure or not. Fingers crossed that it does because May 4th promos should have figures in my opinion. However, I would lean towards there's a real possibility this is going to be a Phantom Menace set only because last year with the Death Star, they did a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi promo basically, and there's a big launch for 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace happening on May 1st alongside this. It would just make sense to tie it all together with a Phantom Menace May 4th promo. And also, like, otherwise, when would you ever do a May 4th promo for the Phantom Menace? Never. Let me know what you would want out of a May 4th promo from the Phantom Menace with a figure and a build in the comment section below. But moving on to the mainline sets for the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary, we have the 75380 Bunta Eve Pod Race diorama, $70, 718 pieces. I believe this one was rumored to come with a Phantom Menace anniversary brick, but honestly I can't remember, so don't quote me on that. This one should essentially be a micro scale pod race diorama, much like we saw with the Death Star Trench Run diorama. Really excited about it. No figures though, as per the rumors. We also have the 75381 buildable droideka. This one's going to be $60 with 583 pieces. I am stoked for this one. They've only ever done one big buildable droideka in the past, and it was Technic. So I think this one's going to look really clean in comparison, and I can't wait to make a comparison video between the two because I think they're just going to be so startlingly different. But the final Phantom Menace set for this May 1st release is the 75383 Sith Infiltrator. It's going to be $70 with 640 pieces with 4 minifigures being Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, Padme, and Captain Panaka. I think a pretty good figure selection. I'm kind of hoping for the best Sith Infiltrator build ever. I think at this price, this piece count, they have the potential to do a lot of good stuff with this build. Now there's 2 more highly anticipated sets here. We have the 75378 Bark Speeder Escape. This one's going to be $30 with 221 pieces. It'll have Keller and Beck, Grogu, and 2 501st Troopers with helmet holes. I'm really excited for this set. I personally would have replaced the 501st Troopers with something else that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I think we've gotten plenty of 501st Troopers at this point, but nonetheless, for the Keller and Beck figure alone, I think I am really excited about this set. And then finally, we have the May 4th UCS set for 2024. Maybe slightly disappointing to some people, not like a UCS Sith Infiltrator or anything. It's the UCS TIE Interceptor coming in with set number 75382 at $240 with 1,931 pieces. I'm sure this UCS TIE Interceptor is going to be amazing and pair very nicely with that UCS X-Wing from 2023. At this point in time, we don't have any rumors as to what the figures will be, but you can pretty much bank on a TIE fighter pilot. Moving on to June 1st, 21st, we have another huge drop for LEGO Star Wars, starting with the 75373 Mandalorian versus Super Commando Battle Pack. $20, 109 pieces. You'll have 2 Super Commando minifigures, a Night Owl Mandalorian, and quite unfortunately, another named character in a battle pack in Koshka Reeves. Set 75374 is going to be that Skeleton Crew show ship that was delayed. It's going to be $130 with 1,325 pieces, and we actually have the name for it. It's the Onyx Cinder. Pretty cool name. I believe that's what it's going to end up being called on the box. Yeah, it's just a dope name, I think. But yeah, we've seen the ship from obviously some like concept art and stuff. We have a decent idea of what the characters may be with kind of the main character, and then I believe the kids that he's kind of taken along on the journey. We don't really know anything else about the set. So pretty cool idea for a set. Really excited for it, but obviously I think the sales of this one and the hype around it will depend on whether or not people like the Skeleton Crew show. Set 75386 is going to be the Mandalorian Imperial Bunker from Season 3. It's going to be $40 with 289 pieces. It'll have Moff Gideon, who will have a helmet. It didn't say whether or not it's a new helmet mold or if it's going to be using the old helmet mold that was made for Gar Saxon. That's not so good for a character like Moff Gideon's helmet, but we'll see. We also are going to have a Paz Vizsla in this set. It's not specified whether it's a new version of Paz Vizsla or if it's going to be the same version of Paz Vizsla that we saw in 2021. And then finally, we have a couple of Praetorian guards in this set. I know a lot of people are very excited about that set, as they are the next set, set 75390, the Pilot Luke Skywalker mech. This one's going to be $16 with 195 pieces. It's supposed to include a Pilot Luke Skywalker minifigure, and it very specifically is not the one from the UCS X-Wing, so it won't have the dual molded special legs or anything. So kind of a shame that they're not bringing that accessibility to people for a figure there. And then in the other set it's the Captain Rex's Y-Wing set 75391. It'll be $13 with 99 pieces, and it does include the Captain Rex that is very specifically, per the leakers, exactly the same as what we saw in the UCS Venator, even though LEGO said what we had in the UCS Venator would be exclusive to that set. It's just sad to see that they're lying to customers to entice them to buy things. All right, next page, August 1st, fellas. Big release, starting with the 75385 Battle of Peridia. $50, 382 pieces, and this one has a figure lineup for the ages. Kind of like the Imperial Bunker has really good figures, but we also still don't know what the build is going to be like for either of these sets. We have Grand Admiral Thrawn, who I'm praying, much like the Rebel Troopers, will get dual molded legs. In fact, I think Thrawn has to have dual molded legs. Next, we have Ezra. It's going to be a fantastic figure, I think. We also have Ahsoka the White, or Ahsoka in her white robes. We're going to have Morgan Elsbeth, who is supposed to get a new face print coming from the E-Wing set in 2023. I'm assuming it'll be kind of after the witch magic has been worked on her. And I also would assume they're going to give her like the sword that she had that kind of like glowed green and stuff. So maybe they'll reuse that Darksaber mold for that. And then finally, we're going to have Enoch, which there's a lot of discussion as to what helmet they'll end up using for Enoch. Personally, I think they're going to make him his own unique helmet, and it's just what they should do with all of their money. And they make plenty of other characters unique helmets and unique pieces all of the time. So I don't really understand. I see a lot of people try to defend LEGO as far as like them making new molds. They should be making a new mold for a character like Enoch. I expect a new mold for Enoch. I'm just going to leave it there. The next set might be the biggest surprise set of 2024, but also there's the Dark Side Millennium Falcon coming up that may be the biggest surprise to you. But we have the 75388 Jedi Bob's Starfighter. I can't believe they're making him his own starfighter. But it's supposed to be $40 with 310 pieces. For reference, Obi-Wan's starfighter is $30 with 282 pieces. So I'm really curious where the extra $10 is coming in, but it's supposed to include a Jedi Bob with yellow skin and one other minifigure that is completely unknown at this point in time. If I had to guess the figure, there's basically three good options to me. Jedi Bob with a flesh tone, so you're getting a modern Jedi Bob and a classic Jedi Bob in the same set. A classic 2002 throwback Clone Trooper minifigure, much like the Jedi Bob is a throwback. The Clone Trooper could also be a throwback. That's probably just not happening, but it would be kind of cool, right? And then the other one I saw thrown out there was a Clone Pilot. Obviously, Clone Pilot was another controversial thing that happened around the Jedi Bob thing, and so in Episode 2, Clone Pilot would make a lot of sense in this set too, because it specifically is a set being made as a make good for fans. I'm a little bit nervous, but excited to see what color scheme they go with for the Starfighter, like red and white, basically a color flip flip of Obi-Wan Starfighter would kind of make sense with a hint of lime green. I'm basically coming at it from the perspective of Jedi Bob was in the 2002 gunship. The color scheme of a Jedi Bob Starfighter would be like a Republic gunship. Like, what else could you do? I don't know. There's a lot of options. They could literally do anything, I guess. It's a blank slate. They could do pink for, all we know. The next set is one that has generated a lot of discussion online as well with the 75389 Dark Side Millennium Falcon. Basically a blacked out with red accents Millennium Falcon, kind of Kylo Ren shuttle-esque apparently, which is pretty dope. $170, unknown piece count. We can assume close to the last Millennium Falcon, I suppose. I would kind of assume it'll be close to a color swap, if not a color swap. But anyway, the first figure in this one is going to be amazing with a white Darth Vader. I am stoked for this one. I think that's amazing. It's something that Black Series did a while back, and I had been hoping LEGO would do, and just somehow by the grace of God, LEGO is doing a white Darth Vader. It's crazy cool looking, and so I think it'll be a great combo to have together with your regular black Darth Vaders. The next figure is going to be an evil C-3PO, and an interesting bit of this rumor is that instead of, in Episode 7 he had the red arm, they're actually giving him a black arm, which is kind of interesting, and I assume they'll print his pupils as red or his eyes as red. We're also going to have an evil Chewbacca in the set, but there's no real leaks or rumors as to what that's going to exactly look like. We will also be getting a Dark Side Rey in this set, which is another fantastic one. Dark Side Rey and kind of the Infinite's White Vader, both fantastic, just out of left field figures that I kind of felt like LEGO would just never make. It's like Hasbro and Black Series was doing all those kind of cool things, and LEGO just felt like, they were too good to make cool things like that. But it seems like that has changed, which is really honestly great. And then finally, we're going to be getting a blue outfit Gungan. Now, as soon as this rumor dropped, a lot of people thought this Gungan might be the janitor Jar Jar from Bombad Bounty Hunter. It's an old LEGO Star Wars animation from like 2010, 2011. Really cool. But his suit in there is green, not blue, so it seems, unless some information got mixed up somewhere along the way, that just won't be the case, because they're quite literally not the same color. There's also rumored to be one more figure in the set, but it doesn't say what figure it will be, so still a little bit something more in that set. So should be really interesting, though. Like, this is a crazy Millennium Falcon that LEGO is coming out with, and it's supposed to be a tie-in to this thing called Star Wars Dark Side. It's unconfirmed at this point whether Star Wars Dark Side will be essentially like a Star Wars What If show type of thing, or if it's just a Star Wars marketing thing where they're doing things as if it were on the dark side, like a Dark Side Millennium Falcon. So completely unconfirmed at this point whether it's one or the other. I think both are pretty equally possible, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see when more information drops on that. The next set is 75392, and it's some sort of buildable creature, according to the rumors. The people that saw it literally couldn't recognize it, so I guess we can assume it's not a Rancor or a Tauntaun or a Wampa or like a Jabba the Hutt buildable character or something. It's just some sort of creature. And so I think that could be, as long as it's maybe not something from new media. If it's something new media that we don't know yet, maybe that's not as cool. Maybe we just don't know it yet, whatever. Maybe it will be cool. Now, this one is said to also include a 25th anniversary figure with young Leia, potentially the least exciting 25th anniversary figure. Not the worst, but the least exciting. Set 75393, you'll never believe it. It's a TIE Fighter and an X-Wing. This one's supposed to be $110 with 1,058 pieces. It's going to have 5 figures with an X-Wing pilot, a TIE Fighter pilot, an astromech droid, and 2 more minifigures, but there's no names or anything attributed to them. Now, I said when this rumor came out that I thought that this set basically exists because of the Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie that was supposed to release around this time. Now, of course, they ended up canceling the movie, but it's very likely that LEGO was developing this product a couple years ahead of time, just anticipating the movie was actually going to release, and they were like, hey, we can release a TIE Fighter and X-Wing around this time and do something fun with it. And the gimmick in this set is basically a Star Wars Ugly, where you can take the wings from the X-Wing, put it on the TIE Fighter, take the TIE Fighter wings, and put them on the X-Wing. So I think that's a pretty cool play gimmick. As long as the X-Wing and TIE Fighter on their own look good, like, I think anything is cool there. Now, the next 2 sets are pretty amazing. We have a Death Star playset with set 75394. It's going to be $80, unknown piece count. We have Darth Vader plus 5 to 6 other minifigures. Well, assume a couple stormtroopers and maybe Imperial Navy or whatever. But then we also have a 25th anniversary figure in Cal Kestis included in this set, which is great because LEGO Star Wars over the past few years had basically said, yeah, we don't want to do Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order stuff. Obviously, they did the BD-1, but that was a buildable character, so maybe they thought that was okay. Getting the actual Cal Kestis minifigure here is fantastic. It's what should have been done a couple of years ago. But I think it's certainly better late than never with something like a Cal Kestis here, so I think that's fantastic. And overall, overall, this set has the potential to be really cool. Apparently, it's maybe a playset. Oh, I guess it's not behind me anymore. Yavin 4 has been back here for like 6 months, so I'm so used to being able to point back to it if I needed to. But kind of like dollhousey like Yavin 4. I'm just hoping it's something cool, you know, Death Star-y feeling still. Like, I don't know how they're going to make it look like it's the Death Star, not a Star Destroyer. You know what I mean? Like, I think there might be something to make a distinction. Maybe it will have the laser there. I don't know. That would be pretty dope. So we'll see what ends up happening, but this could be a pretty cool Imperial playset for $80. We're also going to have the 75396 Escape from the Sarlacc Pit at $90 with 558 pieces. We'll have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Lando, Boba Fett, the same exact one from the mech. Unfortunately, that means he will not be getting his pauldron, which he should absolutely have had in the mech and in this set. Don't know why LEGO Star Wars refuses to do that, but they should be doing it, so just do it. I don't know how else to say it. And then we're also going to have a Weequay as the final figure in that set. So lots of minifigures in some of these sets is awesome to see. Now, the builds for this Sarlacc Pit, we're going to assume, are a Sarlacc Pit and a Desert Skiff. I think at 558 pieces, that's about all you can do, but this is going to tie into the UCS set coming out in October that we'll talk about in just a second. But I still think this has the opportunity to be on its own a really cool playset and one of the greatest combos of sets of all time. But we'll get to that. Finally, on August 1st, we have the 75398 buildable C-3PO. This one has a real chance to be a complete flop, much like the Chewbacca was in 2023, but maybe less so because it does have the R2-D2 to pair with from earlier in the year. It's supposed to be $150 with 1,132 pieces. Oh yeah, there it is. That price per piece will get a lot of people to say no just up front, but it could still be a very good looking model. We'll see. And of course, it will have a C-3PO minifigure. The leaks and rumors say that the figure is reused, which in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it also doesn't give us any information as to whether or not it's a reuse of the C-3PO from maybe the UCS Luke's Landspeeder, where it has the dual molded leg, or a reuse of just a regular C-3PO. Now, for September 1st in 2023, we had a lot of cool sets released because of the AHSOKA show, but for 2024, we just have the one normal advent calendar, set 75395, $45, 368 pieces. It's going to apparently have 6 figures with the Super Battle Droid. I believe the rumors of 501st Specialist Trooper specifically, although it could just be a standard 501st Trooper. We'll also have the AHSOKA from the T6 Jedi Shuttle in 2023, and then Luke and Leia should be the Christmas figures, and then finally there's supposed to be one more figure, but there's no rumor or leak as to what it will be, and of course no rumors or leaks for the specific tiny builds in the set. Now, the final set rumored to release in 2024 is the 75397 UCS Jabba's Sail Barge. This set rumored to have 6,500 pieces based on the leaked LEGO survey from last year, where they were showing people pictures of unreleased LEGO sets and basically asking them how much would you pay for this. So they showed a picture of a Jabba's Sail Barge that was close in size from when I did my research back then to the 2013 Jabba's Sail Barge, but they said the piece count was 6,500. So it's unconfirmed at this time whether we'll be getting a 6,500 piece, $700 Jabba's Sail Barge, or like a smaller $240 or $300 Jabba's Sail Barge. Now, given it's coming out in the latter half of the year, I'm inclined to believe it's going to be a pretty dang big and expensive Jabba's Sail Barge, probably costing at least $400, if not more. I'm hoping they're going with a similar style as the UCS AT-AT. I think that's a fantastic way to do UCS sets when possible, and this is one of those sets that it's possible for. So including a figure like Jabba the Hutt within the set to put inside with maybe Max Rebo and who knows what else. Obviously, that all combines with the Sarlacc Pit and Desert Skiff set, and so you can create one big scene with those two sets, or you can just buy them separately and only own one or the other if that's what you want to do. So I think that this Jabba's Sail Barge has some real potential as far as what it could include on its own. There's currently no rumors as to what else will be in this set. We just know that we had the image of one leaked from LEGO Star Wars back in early 2023, and it should be coming out in October of 2024. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a fantastic UCS set. So that is every LEGO Star Wars set rumored to be releasing in 2024. If you're hyped, hit that like button. Let me know what you're hyped for in the comments section below. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest news and rumors and everything LEGO Star Wars, make sure you hit subscribe to the channel. See ya.